Eno Extreme Media UJ. Subscribe for all updates.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I have straight questions, a few straight questions. Mr. DPP, what happened to what we studied at the law school? That before arrest, there must be a reasonable and probable cause. Can you imagine, Mr. Chairman, that these days we can even anticipate what the prosecutor will say? Investigations are still ongoing. Therefore, I seek adjournment. And again, when it comes to bail application, the state attorney will stand up firmly and object against bail, the grant of bail, even when that accused person is entitled to mandatory bail. What happened? Secondly, the public is deeply concerned about consistency in the anti-corruption efforts. Why did your office abruptly withdraw corruption charges against some members of parliament who were involved in corruption that was involving the Uganda Human Rights Commission? What happened? You sanction, you cause committal of the file to the High Court, and suddenly you withdraw. And later on, as we are listening to the executive brags that I'm the one who forgave so and so. Now they are as clean as angels. When we read the provisions of the Constitution, specifically Article 120, you must operate independently. What is your answer in respect of such? Lastly, Mr. Chairman, there are multiple pending cases where citizens are arrested or kidnapped by security organs. They are held incommunicado beyond 48 hours, contrary to the provisions of the Constitution. They are tortured, and later on, they are arraigned before court. And the DPP does not complain, prosecutes as if nothing has happened. Why has your office failed to take a step towards disciplining those security units, the police, the military? Why are they misbehaving? Isn't it true that the DPP is above those who cause arrest? Are you happy as the country is being managed? Are you happy with all these tortures in the basement? Are you happy when you present those suspects before court when they are already injured? The case of Muwanga Kivumbi, sincerely, Matembe, instead of taking some of those people to hospital, you arraign them before court. Look at the case of Lukwago. I thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, my Shadow Attorney General. I also have the Shadow Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, the Honorable Abdallah Chiwanuka from Mukono.
As I have been stating that I concur, we shall ensure that we work hand in hand to put in place a law to operationalize Article 120. Mr. Chairman, I want to inquire from the DPP why it took him so long after the Supreme Court pronouncement to transfer files and take over those files. Up to now, we don't know your position. We need your position to, as far as that pronouncement is concerned. You had to take over. People are actually, they have ended up now succumbing that now we plead guilty, let us go into amnesty because of those delays to transfer the files. People have been in detention, they have not been tried. You know how the court martial has been operating for the last so many years. Now they got an opportunity for you to take over, then you refused. Then you started playing, maybe we were waiting for the communication from the Attorney General communicated, but still, you didn't take it up. We need to know how far have you gone as far as that.
Could that be as a result of lack of a specific law in which they stand to say this is the procedure?
He's going to explain, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, he's going to explain.
That's why I said,
I don't want to help him.
I'm not picking it from you also to bring it to his attention.
I don't want to, Chair, you are trying to give him an answer, but I don't want him also. I don't want him to hide under that. He should not. Honorable Chair, also, there is this thing called plea bargain. People go to, they are taken to court, you send them some, I think the agents of the DPP. Personally, I have discovered what happens. You see, when a person is convicted, because at the end of the, by plea bargain, a person has to be convicted. And then there is some negotiations as far as sentencing are concerned. But what I have discovered, you don't take the initiative to explain to these people. When a person is convicted, he carries on that conviction on his head throughout. And you see with the ECMIS and the systems which are developing, when a person is convicted, it is entered into the system. Whatever, even when he's applying for a visa, it is indicated on his name. People are not explained these things that you see, when you get convicted, it will be reflected somewhere. And people get denied bail because a conviction is on their head. And then they start regretting. Why don't you take it upon you, since you are participating in this plea bargain issue, and you explained the consequences of a person pleading guilty, not only achieving expeditious trial and disposal of files, but also the consequences of this plea bargain issue is concerned. Finally, Honorable Chair, finally,
thank you, Honorable Abdallah. Let's go to Honorable Company.
Chair, very important one. We have had our previous speaker who, under several circumstances, I'm sure you are aware of what transpired to her. Several of her properties were confiscated, and it has taken ages for her to be arraigned before court or to acquit, to clear her file so that she gains her liberty. Why has it taken you so long to handle her file and get cleared?
Thank you, Honorable Abdallah. That's quite confusing.
Why confusing?
Is it already with them?
Chair, leave it to them. I have thrown it. I have thrown it there.
You know, are you asking the DPP to become an investigator?
I have thrown it there.
No, it's a challenge. Are we asking the DPP to become an investigator?
No. They work hand in hand.
I think let's repeat Article 20 and appreciate their
Chair, when police is investigating, they always advise and give directions to investigations. So, yes,
but at what
this
stage?
is the law.
Anyway, they will respond. Honorable Company.
Thank you, Chair. For purposes of record, I am Campania Abdul Swaibu, representing the people of Ikiki. DPP, I'm very sure you've been in this office for so many years than the years we, the members of Parliament, have spent here. I'm very sure 9th Parliament, 10th Parliament, 11th Parliament have been speaking some of the things we are going to speak today to you. And I think you already say they will have their say, we shall have our way. But we shall still have to say them to you.
Is that factual, Honorable Company? Or
I'm coming, now I'm raising. Give me the chance.
No. We need to be factual in this committee.
Okay. The reason why I'm saying that is that some of these concerns are not coming today. And I'm very sure previous Parliament has already raised such concerns. And when you see concerns have existed for years, it does not mean there are no people who have been speaking to this DPP's office. There have been there. Previous members, I'm very sure, have raised similar concerns.
We'll take that to be speculative, but what is the question?
Okay, thank you. My question is, from their mandate to direct the police to investigate any information of criminal nature and to report to him or to her expeditiously, you realize that you can take 2 years, and from there you say we are dropping charges against this person because there has been no evidence. Can we say you have directed the police to expeditiously work on this, and it takes you 2 years to drop charges to know that there was no evidence, if indeed you directed them to expeditiously do this? That's my concern, and it has not been.
Thank you very much.
Therefore,
Thank you very much. Honorable Adeke.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Director, on behalf of the general public, we sense an abuse of your prosecutorial discretion very much. So much selective prosecution. There is a story I read about somewhere in Works where there were so many contracts in contention, so much mismanagement of money, and the files were all of a sudden dropped by your office. Please address this committee on that. Also, on still on the issue my brother Nalukoola, Honorable Nalukoola raised about the prosecution of accused persons whose rights have been clearly violated, and you are in the knowledge of that. An accused person is brought to court. First, is brought to court usually after hours. And I wonder how, I don't know if you pay your prosecutors overtime, but they will show up in court 5:30, 6 p.m. And they will only show up to say, no, we seek an adjournment because it's an ambush, we've just been informed. Then when you look at the status of the accused person who has been brought, some of them cannot even stand in court. They have been bruised. They have been missing for days. But you go on and you sanction and you go on and carry. You're aiding the abuse of human rights by security forces, by police. And you're very culpable because it's something that is done with your knowledge. You accept to take on these matters. You accept to prosecute them. I had one of your staff is in charge of human rights. Does that division matter does it matter in any way to you? Is it something that you consider, or is the office of the DPP totally blind and not concerned with the rights of accused persons? Because you have continuously done this. I was in court as an observer when Honorable Miriam Matembe was taken in, and she was visibly limping. She was pleading and narrating the ordeal that she had been through. I don't know how they quickly secured your signature, Director, but it is in your discretion. But she was brought to court at 5:40. The magistrate was closing, and she was just informed we have a file. And you can see the intention is just to send these people to remand. The prisons are getting full because of how we handle these matters, especially political criminal matters. Us, who may appear like who are the dissenting voices, feel that you have used your discretion to oppress and facilitate the executive arm of government, to suppress the dissenting voices in this country, and to weaponize the judicial system in our country.
Thank you so much, Honorable Adeke Anna Ebaju. Let's go to Congresswoman, Honorable Apio.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. And I would like to thank the Office of the DPP as well for their submission. Two quick ones, Mr. Chair. One, I appreciate that you have 11 departments. You've listed them rightfully on this document. But I also note that we have increasingly, cyber crimes, in this country, and I would like to. I'm trying to place it within the departments that you've cited, but have failed to see it. Could that possibly be a gap in the laws that we need to address? I would like your comment on that. And then secondly, again quickly, and linked to the shadow minister's submission, to do your work, to do your mandate, Mr. DPP, you need to have a really good coordination with the judiciary, the police, the prisons, and also the Judicial Service Commission. That could help to address the backlogs, the delays, the inefficiencies. I know you know that as a reputable institution. But I wonder whether you're happy with the extent of the coordination between this, you and the sister organizations. To what extent? I really need your honest opinion on this, your honest comments. Are you happy with the extent to which the ODPP is doing its coordination? Is it timely? Is it efficient?
Thank you.
Is it giving results? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Apio. Honorable Cohen.
Thank you very much, Chair. I will start ODPP. You have made the case that you lack registrations regarding money laundering, proceeds of crime, witness protection. How are you dealing with such cases, and how are you prosecuting people when such cases are coming when there is no law? Yes. Aren't you using, because for example on extradition, the act is outdated, but again that act, when it's outdated, you are charging people under the same act. Yes. And you are the ODPP when you are bestowed under the law to be the custodian of understanding these processes. ODPP, on another question, lack of coordination between agencies, between police, because ODPP is at the tail end. You don't expect to mix milk and water and you get soda. So if the police, you are not coordinating with the police, we are having so many cases, and my colleagues have been mentioning them, that those cases come to you when you look at the evidence, there is concocted evidence, and you are at the tail end. Why can't, because under the Article 120, you can direct the police. We have so many cases. As I wind up ODPP, this issue of case backlog, and I will give you an example. In Buvuma, in Kanungu, in Ntoroko, courts are complaining there are no prosecutors. I know you have highlighted that issue, but should we wait for the coming of Jesus Christ? That then is when these prosecutors or state attorneys will be sent to those districts.
They're actually waiting for the budget.
And you see, Chair, that's why I'm saying it is within their mandate if they have highlighted this issue, because at the end of the day, we are looking at justice. People, the consumers out there who have given us the mandate, don't know whether you don't have the budget, whether you don't. We are here. We are ready to support you. Why can't you bring it like the next day?
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Cohen.
Mr. Chair, as I wind up, there is a question I have been sent to ask, and to be specific.
No, Honorable Cohen.
Yes, it is mine. It is under the DPP's submission.
Honorable Cohen.
In 1 minute, sir, I want to ask this question. The anti-corruption agencies, The ODPP, under the Constitution, you are mandated to deal with the issues, to deal with criminal cases. The IGG is doing the same work. The anti-corruption, whichever is called, is doing the same work. Do you think the duplication of roles is the one that is causing the criminal justice system to cripple?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Honorable Eliab.
Thank you very much, Chair. Once again, for the record, Erias Lukwago is my name. Office of the DPP, last year, the Quality Assurance Department budget, this committee rejected the budget allocation because of some activities that you had realigning yourselves. Number two, the Constitution of Uganda, under Article 120, Clause 3, mandates you to institute criminal proceedings against any person. The President of Uganda recently, using his powers, interdicted 6 Ministry of Works officials. And in my view, those interdicted officials are now going home. They will eat their matoke very well and sleep. But the taxpayers' money is actually going to be wasted. As office of the DPP, what are you doing to help this country? The president has already helped by interdicting these individuals. But furthermore, you as a DPP, don't you think you are failing in your role to supervise and implement your constitutional mandate?
Thank you so much.
Number three, Mr. Chair.
And lastly.
On page 4, I am very attentive normally. On page 4 of your presentation, you are telling us that you have effectively handled 100% of public complaints. It is very interesting that 100% of these public complaints that you say you handled, I want you to present to the chair a copy of this percentage so that we can be sure that you are not lying this committee. Because in my life, if someone says that they have handled 100%, it is a very big statement. So can you present, and it is put on record, that you have this paper? Thank you very much.
Your worry is that there could be a lie.
Yes, yes, sir.
That is serious because it imputes the character of the DPP. But we shall allow you to respond to it. Now, Honorable Kungu.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The purpose of DPP coming here is to identify the challenges and see how best we can enable them work better. Among these challenges they stated here, most of these challenges I want to address the PS. These challenges really fall under your docket. For example, you stated that you are understaffed, but again you said of your budget, 90% is in wages. Can we say there is an issue of lack of priority in the office of... Okay, but when you say you have staff challenges, is it an issue of priority? Like when you are budgeting, do you bring these issues to the budget? Secondly, the issue of legislations. This article has been in existence for some time in the Constitution. Is it an issue of lack of attention from your side to ensure that Parliament come up with an enabling law to that effect?
Thank you.
When you say you have some specific other issues in legislation, please, we need to help you, but we don't want to have blanket statements. Can you please specify and say, we want Parliament to help us in this law? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honorable Najuma.
Thank you very much, Chair. The PS was about to cover the PS talked about recovery. We want evidence to that. She talked about recovery and we want to know where the money is remitted, and we need evidence of recovery, where the money is remitted. And she also talked about land worth 16 billion. What happened to the land? That is a very big issue. We have land issues in Ministry of Lands, where money is, where land is allocated illegally to investors. So what happened to that land? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kitiyo.
Thank you so much, Chair. I want to speak on 5 issues, and I will do it quickly. I will not kill time. Mr. Chair, I had the opportunity of the 18 years I worked with the judiciary, almost on daily basis. I would, of course, work with, in company of state attorneys and prosecutors. And I must say from the onset that this team you see here, led by the DPP himself, Mr. Linos, is doing a great job right now, irrespective of the few hiccups here and there, that I think if they put their house in order, most of these concerns that are raised by our colleagues will be settled. And I trust this team. They are a good team. Previously, we used to have what you call chain link. Chain link used to bring 4 critical sister institutions in one talking table. And this is the police, which is charged with the investigation, the DPP, which is charged with the prosecution, the judiciary, which is charged with adjudication, and then the prisons, which of course is the entail of someone who is remanded. Now, this critical team is now what you call the JLO system. There is what is called now JLO's one center point that is bringing together all these sister institutions. The court must be near the police, must be near the office of the DPP, and the prisons must be closed within a circumference to avoid the wastage of space, time, and the distance. Now, again, alive to that, Mr. Chair, there is what is critical in the operationalization of work. 4 C's, the 4 C's, that is communication, coordination, collaboration, and cooperation. Very key in these sister institutions. Now, for them to operate well, you realize, Mr. Chair, that the challenge they are facing now is that the staffing infrastructural gaps that I think needs to be fixed as soon as is possible. Myself, I'm a member of the budget committee, and I'm very interested because that is the biggest experience I faced. You enter court, the state attorney is not there, you're forced to adjourn. And in most cases, Ugandans who are faced with these cases do not understand the challenges they face.
The team, colleagues. Chair, I think my question is with respect to the position of DPP with respect to transitional justice. I know that a lot of matters now, especially in the north, arises from land conflict. And I don't know, I've dealt with a few of them, and I find it, dealing with it in the traditional criminal way is such a challenge. So I don't know, we wrestled with this matter in the 10th Parliament, now we're in the 12th Parliament. Where are we? What is your position on that? Then I think that also speaks about, when I was practicing law in Canada, we did a lot of diversion, mental health diversion. You know, a lot of times, as we know, we used to have mental health case workers. We used to have all sorts of diversion, which helped with the backlog, because not all these things can be dealt with in the traditional criminal way. What is your view on that? Can we, because I think it is one thing to hire prosecutors, but a lot of things may not necessarily need prosecutors. So I wanted to hear your perspective on that. I know time is of essence here, but maybe finally, yes, I can't forget about not seeing Gago without. Let me just leave it there. Thank you.
Thank you, honourable members. Now, honourable members, we have the Inspectorate of Government coming in. I want to adopt the same procedure we used. The DPP will respond to those concerns. But unlike the other institutions, I'm speaking to the clerk to find a day to have them, may not have the whole team, but at least to have a few heads of the team come back here and respond to these concerns. After you present us a response, those but we want you to present it in this committee.
Chair.
So we may not have the entire team back, but we want to schedule you through the clerk to respond to these issues.
Chair.
Chair. Preferably next week. So that we have enough time. Now, the same way we did with the Electoral Commission, we shall schedule them for their own day. And we have, because these are very, very pertinent issues.
Chair.
Yes, and human rights. Yes, Honorable Abdallah. Is that a procedure issue?
Thank you, Chair. Yes. We have raised some pertinent issues, which some of them which are urgent in nature. Actually, Chair, I have just discovered that we are live on some TVs here. Many citizens are waiting for the answers.
Yes.
Now, how will they get the answers in writing?
I can assure you we are live because I authorized it. Even next week we shall be live.
Oh, let us get some urgent answers.
So I want to ask the DPP in 2 minutes to make your closing remarks. The clerk will communicate to you on when you're coming here to present those responses in this committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair and Honorable Members, for all your questions. We have listened to the questions and the queries raised by the members. We agree they are very pertinent. It is not the first time we are being asked those questions. We have been asked those questions before. If time allowed, I would have attempted to respond to some of your questions, but it looks like time is not on our side. Sorry, Honorable Chair. Thank you very much. But there are quite a number, and Honorable Chair, for purposes of clarity, I will take your guidance that you invite me on another day, give me another day to come, and because if we start responding to them and you're going to have follow-up questions, we will, I think, take the whole day. We might go back in the evening. But I thank you for hosting us this afternoon, and for all your questions indeed. Honorable Abdullah, I assure you, all your questions will be responded to. Whether you'll be satisfied with the responses we provide is, of course, another question. But I can assure you we are not running away with any of your questions. We are very committed to responding to them because we think that we have a good explanation for every action we have taken and every inaction we have failed to take. And so on behalf of my team here, Honorable Chair, I want to thank you again for hosting us and for being candid with us with the questions and very passionate, particularly Honorable Nalukoola, Honorable Adeke, and Honorable Abdallah. They were very passionate. We appreciate that. As our representatives and the representatives of the people in this August House, you are entitled to ask those questions the way you ask. And as accountable people and accountable bodies,
thank you so much.
Entitled to respond to them.
Thank you so much.
On behalf of my team here, I want to thank you very much for hosting, and I commit that we shall be here the day you invite us.
Okay. Thank you so much, Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, for honoring our invitation. We shall communicate to you a day, preferably next week, and we hope that you prepare a response.